Good afternoon, it's Anastasia. Welcome. I am so freezing today. It is freezing cold outside, for me at least. And when I get cold, I can't really warm up due to temperature regulation issues because I have chronic illness. And I am so freaking cold. I was wearing a dress earlier, but it was quite thin material, but it was long. Couldn't stand that. No, I had to put on this sweater and I put my corduroy dress on top of it. This is kind of like pinafore corduroy dress. And I put fleece lined leggings on and my little mittens hand warmer things because I am so cold. I chilled to the bone. But anyways, I have a lot of creative projects I want to update y'all on because I have just been on a knitting kick lately and I'm getting back into crochet again as well. A big part of like the catalyst behind like me getting more into my yarn work. I mean, I'm always doing yarn work, but I had a few accidents over the past couple months with my wrists and stuff, and it was really hard for me to knit. And so now that I'm feeling a lot better, I'm able to do it more often. And I'm almost done with my sweater that I'm working on. Well, I wouldn't say almost done. I would say I'm almost done with the body of my sweater. Then I have to do the sleeves, and I'm doing a shawl right now. And I have some other art things and whatnot to tell you. I was gonna do kind of a generalized update, but honestly, I haven't been feeling super peppy and chipper lately. I'm kind of in a bit of a sad slump, but I'm trying to get out of it. But I just don't feel like talking about anything serious. So today is just going to be primarily just a crafting vlog, very whimsical, very fun, because why not? So first off is a sweater update. I am making the step-by-step sweater by Florence Miller, and I am loving it. I'm almost done with the body, as I said, and I haven't had too many mistakes, which is really awesome for my first knit sweater. So the collar looks like that. There are a couple mistakes in the collar. There's like one right there and there's one on the back too, but that doesn't really bother me. I'm very much of a homespun patchwork kind of gal. So like if there are like little mistakes, it doesn't really faze me that much. Maybe that'll change as I become more of a serious knitter, but not so far yet. And then I'm almost done with the body. I think I could probably be done in maybe like, I might do like another inch, and then I'm going to do like an inch or two of ribbing at the bottom. And then I think I'll probably be done with the sweater body. So I'll probably finish that today, but I'm using the Facets yarn by Loops and Threads from Michaels in the color Autumn, I think. It's either Fall Leaves or Autumn. It's one of those colorways, and I adore it. I actually made these gloves out of the same one last year. They're like gloves with little mittens, and I love these things. But I love this yarn. I don't care if it pills. I don't care about anything because the autumnal rainbow is my thing. I love it so much. So I'm almost done with this. I cannot wait to wear it. And my goal with this sweater was to have it ready by the time, first I wanted it ready by October 1st. That didn't happen. Secondly, I wanted this done by the time I had a pumpkin patch. That's not happening because my pumpkins failed this year. So my third goal is to have this done by November 1st, which I think I will get it done by then. And I just really want to wear it in the autumn and winter. It's actually too cold for me nowadays to even just go out with a sweater. I need to have a jacket with me. But my plan over the next couple weeks is to compile some outfits for a lookbook, for like a fall lookbook. And I want this to be in it. I want to feature at least one, I think one thrifted item and one handmade item in each outfit. And I want to make like a week full of outfits, so 5 to 7 outfits. But I really want this in there. So there's my step-by-step sweater. I love it so far. It's not as hard as I expected it to be, but I think it's kind of drawing on a little bit longer than I anticipated. I think because I mainly crocheted for so many years, knitting does take longer for me. And because I had so many wrist injuries, it feels like it's taking forever. So for my crochet work, I'm working on a shawl, and this is the Crochet Eyelet Triangle Shawl by Hooked by Robin. And it's a pretty easy like 2-step repeat pattern. And I think that I'm going to do like a picot or scalloped edge on this, but I'm using this off-white color, and I'm using these other colors by, I think it was like Heartland. I think that's a Lion brand line, but I think it's like the Heartland yarn, and it's kind of like a shiny but like heathered almost yarn, and I'm using this like foresty kind of mossy green and then a dark brown and then the off-white. So that's kind of the color scheme I'm going for. I love shawls. I have realized that over the past year because I've been using my 2 crocheted shawls all the time. I have a pink and brown one that I made with wool. I think it was like uni merino is what I made it with. I have it in my like everything that I've crocheted video, but I wear that one a lot. And then I also have a like kind of fiery color, which is also made by Facets by Loops and Threads, but I use like the flame colorway or something like that. But I love those 2 shawls. I love wearing them, and I usually wear them either like around my shoulders or I'll wear them around my head like a babushka. I love shawls and they keep me super warm, which is something that I really need. So I'm making another one, but I specifically kind of wanted to go with more of a neutral color palette because I've been getting a lot more into my own what colors I feel most comfortable in. And I've noticed that I definitely feel most comfortable in like browns and like rich autumn colors. I'm definitely more of like a rich autumn or deep autumn kind of color scheme. I don't even care if it matches with like my skin tone or anything. That doesn't matter to me. It's more like what kind of colors do I really gravitate towards, and it's definitely like browns, reds, oranges, especially like burnt oranges. Basically everything you see here is like, that's like the kind of tones that I really like. I really want to incorporate more cream or off-white into my wardrobe, but I'm such a mess. I do gardening, I do cooking. I really hesitate when wearing lighter colors because I feel like I'm going to stain them almost immediately. I'm not going to let wearing something stop me from living my life, and living my life entails me running wild through a forest and cooking up a delicious casserole. So like, I don't want to be limited by my clothes. They're going to get dirty. And so I prefer to wear like browns and darker colors because if it gets dirty, like I don't really care, but like with lighter stuff, it shows up a bit more. But I don't know. I think like if this gets dirty, the shawl with the green and brown, it won't really matter as much because that's kind of like the vibe it's going for anyways, very natural. But yeah, I'd like to incorporate more of this color into my wardrobe. I'm just so bad. I am so bad and I will stain everything. In a bit of an unplanned arts and crafts project, I've been really needing a planner because I've been getting a bit off track with my life because I do a lot of taking care of other people in my household, and I need to take more care of me and, you know, stay more on track on things that I really want to get done in my life and work towards. So I thought if I made the cover of my planner something that I enjoy, then I will actually gravitate towards it, that I will actually use it. So I have made a fall chicken thing. It says Crazy Chicken Lady, and there's a bunch of chickens and pumpkins and stuff. So I'm letting this dry. I just started it today. But I love it. I got a chicken magazine not that long ago, and I got 2 issues of it by mistake. I don't know if I accidentally ordered the magazine subscription twice. I hope I didn't. But that kind of gives me the opportunity to chop one up to use in collage and then keep the other one pristine. So I love chickens. My family knows this. I won't shut up about chickens. However, I love chickens. I would love my own chickens. I can't have them right now. So I'm trying to learn as much as possible about chickens. And fun fact, if you haven't been to Portland, or at least aren't aware of parts of Portland, because I don't know if the whole city is like this or just where I live, but there are a lot of chickens where I live, and I basically map out where I am in the city depending on where the closest chickens are. Like, I know my route according to the chickens in the neighborhood, and I love to visit them, and they're all very different, and it's just, I love my chickens. So I am becoming the crazy chicken lady without any chickens. But one day I will have chickens. It's just not anytime soon. Last but not least, I want to talk about a book series that I started that I'm enjoying. And my mom said that she got some so that she can read them with me, which is super fun. We used to kind of do this a little bit where we'd read some mysteries. I think her name was Sarah Pierce. And we read 2 of Sarah Pierce books kind of together. And we read some Shakespeare together. We read the Odyssey together. So we're kind of continuing that tradition, I guess, with these books. It's a knitting murder mystery series by Maggie Sefton. And the first book is called Knit 1, Kill 2. And I mean, it's so exciting. So in every book, there's a recipe and a knitting pattern, which is such my vibe. And I'm really just hyped. I haven't gotten too far into it, so I really want to sit down and read some of this later. But yeah, it's a knitting murder mystery series. What else could you want? Like, that's so fun. And I've been really wanting something just like cozy and relaxed and just like kind of like I want something kind of, you know, intriguing, but I don't want something too activating, because I normally read a lot of horror. I normally read a lot of like dark romance. And so sometimes I just don't want to have that vibe. But I do still like kind of the darker type of themes. So I think having a murder mystery and knitting together, super fun. I am really excited to read more of this and have my mom reading them too. And then we can talk about them together, because she still lives back in Virginia and I live in Oregon. It's also hard sometimes to maintain connection when you're so far in certain regards. So it's really nice that we're going to be kind of exploring the Maggie Sefton books together. And look at the art. The art is so cute. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me for my little crafting chat. I'm going to drink some more tea and get snuggled up because it is so windy out. I don't know if you've heard my wind chimes. I had to close the windows because it is blustering outside and I'm cold. So I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you sometime soon. And thank you so much for watching.